Okay.
We are live, or we're in the process of going. We are live. We're not live on Instagram yet because the button won't push. Push. Wrong the button. Push. Gotta push it 28 times. There it goes. I gotta push the Facebook button. Post. Oh, we gotta mention the ornament exchange and the card exchange.
Oh, and I have to do the ornament exchange before I leave and forget.
Yep, I always try to do that early. I always try to do it like over Black Friday when the sales happen. Because I always get mine off Shop Disney. Do that. Hey, everybody. We are getting ready to answer listener questions. Hey, there's Mohawk. He was with us last night for the live call-in show. Stayed up late. Oh, and he survived work. He only had 5 hours of sleep or so. That's crazy. Craziness, I tell you. All right. Let's answer listener questions before Pam has to get out of here and go see a big cruise ship. If we don't have a lot of listener questions, I have the treasure kind of highlights pulled up so we could talk about what we're excited for the treasure.
I'm very excited to see the treasure, period. That's pretty much how it's going.
Same. I'm very excited for the Coco restaurant, baby.
I know. Yes, we'll see what that's like. Yeah, tomorrow we get to see her tomorrow in New York City, and then on Wednesday I will be touring her. Nice. I know, right?
Nice. Can't wait to get December 11th. Get here. It's like that Alvin and the Chipmunk song that Christmas time.
Exactly.
Christmas, don't be late. Like treasure, don't be late.
She was actually early.
I know, dude. This is killing me. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And the Adventurers Club bar.
I thought the treasure had the Jungle Cruise.
It does. No, it has. So it has the one that's themed to the Adventurers Club. The Destiny has the Jungle Cruise, I think. But yeah, the treasure has. I'm looking at it right now. It's got the Haunted Mansion. Oh, there's room for 999 guests, but there's room for 1,000.
I know. I'm so excited about this ship. I really am. And I mean, I'm always excited about a new ship. What's there not to like about a new ship?
I think that there's an area called this. Well, no, wait. There's the Skipper Society.
Yes.
The Periscope Club. The Periscope Club has to be the area that's like on the
20,000 leagues.
On the Wish, it was the it's like the catch-all, kind of like the sports bar,
mm-hmm.
right, with the stuff that was in the ceiling. What was the name of that place on the Wish? Right, kind of off the adult area there.
Is it like Sven's? No.
It was kind of like a sports bar, though. It was a bigger place. We spent a lot of time
there. Yeah, we did. We did trivia there.
Yeah, we did do trivia there, and we had the Viking beer, like the big
yes
beer. I didn't drink it, but that's where they serve the Viking horn of beer.
Yes.
What's the name of that place?
We're getting old.
I know. I can picture it. Like I got my picture taken with like there was a sign that said like the captain or something over my shoulder in one of the booths.
Yes.
It had like Captain or something. I had my Captain Jack outfit on. I can't remember the name of that stupid place. Hang on. Okay, we got to start the show, but let me find it real quick.
We do have to figure this out. Yeah.
Our ships. The Wish. Hang on, let me look. Hang on. It's here. Aquamouse. Hyperspace. Census.
Yes, the Haunted Mansion parlor. Oh, yeah.
Need to know about the staterooms. I need to know about the adult places.
Skipper Society.
Hey, Apollo. Hyperspace. Wait, whoa. Elevated. Hang on. Why is it not telling me about first ever? Oh, wait, here we go. The Rose.
Mm-mm.
Nightingales, the Bayou. Yeah. We know about all those. Keg and Compass.
There you go.
That was driving me nuts. I was like, how do I not know the name of that place? It wasn't even that confusing. Keg and Compass.
Right. Keg and Compass.
That is a cool place. So I bet you Keg and Compass is hang on, go back. Treasure. There's so many videos on this site. So.
Well, it could be that or the Periscope pub. The Periscope pub could be like Keg and Compass.
That's what I think it is. I think the Periscope place is the Keg and Compass because it looks big. And Keg and Compass is big. I think Nightingales is the Adventurers Club looking place.
That'll be interesting. And the Haunted Mansion is like the hyperspace.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
But they are doing Moana, which will be really cool.
Yep.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
I mean, lots of good stuff.
I know. Let's go. And we can have the slide into the kids club because maybe they'll let me do that, like on the preview.
You can do it. You just will hit your head.
I'll take a concussion for the show. Let's go. All right, let's do the show. We got we'll talk about this kind of stuff. Hang on, I gotta pause this on a place where it's not video playing, so it's not like using my bandwidth. Okay. Yes, and today is Mickey and Minnie. It's Mickey's birthday for sure. 96. He doesn't look a day over like 8.
Minnie too.
Are their birthdays the same day? Like they drew them the same day? Or how's that work?
Yeah, I think they were. I believe that they were both. I believe that their birthday is the same. They share a birthday.
Huh. I didn't know that. We'll go with that. All right. Here we go.
I gotta look it up.
I don't know. I'll go with
yes, they do.
Okay, good. And they are. Okay, let's do this. All right. What number is this? 2593. Welcome to episode 2593 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Ralman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a great week. We are here to answer your listener questions. Again, if you ever have a burning trip planning question for one of the Disney destinations, Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, drop it in an email to mike@beourguestpodcast.com. Just put listener question in the header and we'll get it here on the air right away. Or you can join us on Monday afternoons. We broadcast live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. And we have a good time with our listeners every Monday. So come on over. It's a lot of fun. As we are live today, we're having a good time. Pam Forrester's joining me. She's the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, getting ready to load up the car and head across the Keystone State to see a big, shiny cruise ship. What's up, Pam Forrester? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Yes, I get to see the Disney Treasure in New York City. We'll see her out the outside of the Disney Treasure tomorrow evening for the christening. And then we'll have the opportunity to go inside on Wednesday. And I'm really looking forward to it. There's just these last couple cruise ships have such innovative spaces. I mean, they took theming. First of all, they're Disney. So they took theming and they sort of did it like only Disney can do, right? And then for these last two ships, don't you feel like they kicked theming up another whole notch? Like they were like, hold my beer, watch what we can do with theming. And they are.
We actually talked about that on the Disney Wish. We had a beer. I didn't have a beer, but we were together, all of us. And I think Paige and Steve had beer in the Keg and Compass on the Disney Wish out of a Viking horn, which I approve of because Francis Hall, right? We're the Vikings. Go Vikes. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I don't drink beer, but I mean, no, but you're right. I mean, it's kind of the evolution of cruise line, right? That at the beginning, Disney was like, what's, we want to kind of test our drop our feet in the waters, no pun intended of cruise line, right? We're at Walt Disney World. We're here in Florida. People are kind of combining Walt Disney World vacations. Some people are going over and had the big red boat as an introduction to kind of testing how people go on cruises. They had to kind of keep it general, just put some light theming with Disney on it. But now with a larger fleet, they have the opportunity to go deeper and deeper on these ships into a theme where you can immerse yourself. I was thinking about this, going from 2 ships to 4 ships to 7 ships to 13 ships, and however far this is going to go, a decade, 2 decades from now. I mean, this would have seemed super far-fetched maybe 5 years ago, but hear me out here. I mean, you could, and I don't know if they would ever do this, but I mean, I would say this has a less than 0 chance. What if Disney Cruise Line threw a ship out there and made it a sports themed ship? I think they could sell it. I think there's a lot of folks like me, because you might say, oh, well, it's just for the guys, right? My wife, I mean, we watch football constantly. Like, we go to football games, we're season ticket holders, my whole family. I mean, our mood around this house revolves around how football goes on the weekends in the fall. I mean, there are families like ours where I think, I mean, they own ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Right now, they're a sports brand. I think that you could, because you don't have just 4 ships anymore. If you had 20 ships, you could theme a ship maybe to sports, because think about it, you could have soccer, you could have football in the bars. I think you could do a lot with it. You could have shows. You could have, you could do a lot. I was thinking about that. That's what you do when you're on the treadmill 2.5 hours a day. But I don't know. What do you think about that? Because that's kind of taking it to the extreme. But I mean, where we're at right now, it's a lot more extreme than it was back in 98.
I know. So I guess if it was sort of a combination of like a Disney twist on sports, like Goofy about sports, like if that kind of thing they did, I can see that. Maybe more likely is that they might have something like a themed cruise, like a Super Bowl themed cruise, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like a college football themed cruise, like a specific sailing that was specific to that. I can see them sort of dipping their toes in the water with that, perhaps.
I can see them starting off like that, but I'm talking, I mean, up 24/7, 365. Like, this is the ESPN ship.
You're ready for that.
But with a Disney, like, you're right though. Incorporate the characters you have, because you know how like they've had Mickey in sports gear, Goofy,
yes. The Incredibles theme, the course that they do,
right? Because they could think about how they could incorporate it. I mean, it's an ESPN/Disney sports ship, but I mean, they could also a couple of, every time there's a Run Disney weekend. Following that, there's a Run Disney tie-in cruise. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be just after Marathon weekend. It could be after Princess. You have a 3-nighter after that that's out of Canaveral or something. Because if it's a Florida-based ship, there are ways. Again, we're all dreamers because we're Disney fans, but I think you could do a sports ship. Sports sells. I mean, it does. And Disney owns. I mean, they're an entertainment company, but they're a sports company with their properties. I don't know. That's my jam. Maybe it's just because I just had an Uncrustable and I'm on the sugar high. And I can't wait to get on the Treasure. I'm like, let's go, man. I mean, because they really, I've been looking over the plans lately, and it just seems like, and we'll talk about this maybe in a little bit, but it seems like they really kind of heard feedback, and they took this one to the next level, even over the Wish. And the Wish is a beautiful ship, but I think I'm super excited to see this thing.
I think they've really I think that they saw those themed locations in the Wish, like, with Hyperspace Lounge, and even with like Nightingales, and with the Bayou there. I mean, they saw these locations do so well. People were so interested in them that I think they were like, okay, we do have a little bit of freedom here to like really dive into these spots. And that's something that I loved so much about the Wish, and I'm really looking forward to seeing on this ship. And so we'll see, I'll catch a glimpse and an overview of it this week. We'll be sailing with her in early December, and then Mike will be sailing right after me. So I can't believe that we're going to get to experience this and do it, and then she'll be taking her maiden voyage at the end of December here.
December 21st, first voyage of the Treasure, and we'll be on her like a week before that. So can't wait. Okay, so a couple of housekeeping things. One of our great traditions is back, and in honor of that, If you're watching live here on youtube.com/BRGuestPodcast or any of the other locations, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, wherever, the Christmas tree up here in the studios. Yes, Mallory needed gas money, so the tree came up because that's how she got her gas money this week. But it is up. We have the ceramic Christmas tree here on the Coke Zero fridge and the Charlie Brown Christmas tree right to its left or right. I can't tell because everything's mirrored on the screen, but it is full on Christmas here in the BR Guest Podcast studios, which means a tradition is back. Ricky kind of mentioned this, the ornament exchange and the card exchange. Shout out to both Florence and Michelle, who have been doing this for over a decade, actually about 15 years now. We thank them so much because it's a big undertaking to get all these names in the right places and organize this thing. They've done it for years. We thank them so very much. If you would like to be a part of this, it's just basically a swap. You buy an ornament for somebody, you get an ornament. You can do more than one. Kids can exchange with kids. Same with the cards. Go to the Facebook page, just search Be Our Guest Podcast, and it's all pinned on the Facebook page, and all the details are right there. But Ricky said I had to announce it, and I have, so I think I'll stay clear of her anger this week. You think, Pam? Am I good?
I think you can try.
I try. Because the text will be coming in hot if I don't. So, and also, as we're recording today, shout out happy 96th birthday to Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Don't look a day over 8.
They look better than they ever have. They look like they're aging backwards, basically.
Oh, man. I try, but man, they're doing better than I am.
They're 100% doing better than I am. I am not aging backwards.
I'm trying, but I act like I'm 8, but yeah, it's just the father time's undefeated. That's all I gotta say. Laurie, our good friend, one of the just inspirational lizards, has been with us for years. I got to give her a shout out at the top of the show. She's had knee replacement surgery here recently, and let me tell you, when you look up the definition of warrior in the dictionary, you're going to see a picture of Laurie because she had that surgery, was back. I mean, if honest to God, like if I looked on Facebook and saw her run a 26.2 marathon tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised. Like seriously, she is a warrior because like she was like, 2.5 minutes out of surgery and like up and walking around. It's unbelievable. The determination and the rehabilitation process she has gone through to get back moving, walk around her neighborhood, get back to running. Inspiring to say the least to me, to the rest of the lizards. And I'm just proud to call her a teammate. She dropped a question for us today. Pam, she's going to be down at Walt Disney World and going on a cruise. She's curious, when do you think we'll know the concert announcements for Festival of the Holiday, or for Festival of Arts? Do you think we'll have any idea when those will be announced?
Well, since we're recording now for Wednesday, look for them about Wednesday, because whenever we seem to mention something, it happens. We just got the Candlelight Processional not that long ago, so I don't know yet. Hopefully we'll have them soon. They usually have them in time for when the dining sort of comes around, because they have some packages typically for those that will include some but sometimes they just delay the packaging. So all of that to say, we do not know yet, but we hope to see them.
By us speaking it, we're doing our best.
Out into the universe now.
Honest to God, I don't know why, but we make things happen. It's unbelievable.
I don't think we actually make things happen. I think what happens is somehow that it's on everybody's brain, and we just speak of it. Yeah. So
could be.
I don't want to take responsibility for making things happen.
Well, it's nothing that we do. I have no power. I learned that when I taught 6th grade. I have zero power over anything. I was just trying to survive as a 6th grade teacher for 17 years. It was the illusion that I was in control. That was the whole thing. It was 27-1 in that class all the time, but I just had the illusion that Mr. Ralman was in control. You
gotta fake it till you make it.
100%. Any teachers out there, young teachers, remember you're out 27-1, so you just got to make sure you just fake it till you make it, baby.
That's right.
Just saying. Because with 27 6th graders, man, that can be ugly quick.
No, if they all knew how much power they could have if they all got together.
Never teach them a lesson about labor unions or anything where they can unionize. Holy cow, that'd be ugly. And shout out to Miss Saito, who's tuned in from Trader Sam's Tiki Terrace.
Oh,
You're
that's
winning life
fun.
today.
For
Exactly.
sure.
I like that. All right, we have a question or actually comment from Mark that came in just this afternoon. He says, Mike, thanks for making me smile and laugh out loud with your keep or throw away episode. Very funny. It's raining here in the good old UK, surprise, and this made the walk home good with only the company you need, an umbrella in the BOGP to keep me company. He said, here's what his would be. He would from
Yes.
the one we did last week about
That was fun.
it was fun. We got to do that again. The one's got to go. He said he would remove Slinky Dog because that was one where we had Slinky Dog, Guardians, and Tron. I think was the three. I'm pretty sure we had that. He said he'd remove Slinky Dog as the queue is nearly as bad as JRC. What's JRC? Maybe Rock and Roller Coaster. I hate when people put abbreviations. It puts me on the spot when I'm recording live. RC, Rock and Roller Coaster.
JRC.
Well, we'll skip it. He wants to get rid of Slinky Dog. I shouldn't have even said it. See, that's when you're recording live. We put it out there. We record live. If you get it,
I know. Yes, we do.
Out here. He says remove Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party from the UK. It does nothing for him. So that's what I said. I like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, but Jollywood, I like they're taking a chance on it. And I do like the Christmas party. So yeah, I like what he's saying. And he said, well, I've not had a stay experience in either of the deluxes, but I'd probably say the Riviera, as it's so gray and boring from the outside, but the grounds are ace. And the Skyliner is, and he gives a thumbs up emoji.
I know, right?
You that said that the outside of the Riviera, well, who was it?
I did. I mentioned that. That's one of my, the rooms inside are so beautiful and just, it's one of my favorite resorts, but the outside, I'm sort of like, wah, wah. And I know they sort of did it to sort of keep in with the theme, but I don't know. I feel like they could have done a different color, but maybe not. Who knows?
I mean, is that what is that like the French Riviera looks like that? Like, is that theming?
Not really. I feel like the French Riviera is a bit more colorful.
Maybe there's some paint.
Yeah, we'll give them. We'll write in. You can suggest some colors.
I mean,
but I think
that's in the refurbishment. Like all of a sudden it'll be like orange.
Yes, I sort of pictured it being sort of like a regal sort of light teal or something. But the French Riviera is sort of red, clay, and orange and yellows. But it's supposed to be all of Europe, like all of, I don't know. So what do we know? What do I know?
All right. And Mark continues. He says, never had a corn dog. For me, the three I'd struggle with is either get rid of the American Sundae, banana split at Beaches and Cream, or the old apple a la mode in Scoops. How do they not do that anymore? So then it's a pineapple Dole Whip for my third. That's a killer three. I love them all. Take care. Keep up the great work. Mark from the UK, the 53rd state. I wish. So he's never done. So he's not gone to the corn dog stand. So he's out on the mozzarella stick corn dog pickle dog.
But he gave us one.
He did. So he said, get rid of the all-American Sundae. Not happening. Good try, Mark. That is my jam. So good try there, brother. Banana split at Beaches and Cream, or the old apple a la mode at Scoops. So Scoops, I guess, Scoops that place at DHS, right? Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, but he said that's gone. So then he gave us another one.
So it's a pineapple Dole Whip.
The Dole Whip. I guess I would probably get rid of. Oh dang, that's a rough one. Probably the banana split. Question mark.
Correct. Well, see, I'm allergic to bananas, dude. It put me
yes, so there. That was easy for you.
I'd EpiPen immediately if I even got around that. So I'd be like, so yes, I'm getting rid of it. But here's another hot take. I'm not doing Dole Whips because ice cream is superior to Dole Whip. Like if I'm getting that, I'm getting ice cream. It's superior in every way.
But I can have Dole Whips though, so because it's not dairy. So
we are the old podcast on the block. How did this happen? We used to be a young hip show.
We used to not care what we were allergic to. We ate it anyway.
For real. Also, we turned into the Waltons.
Yes.
Yeehaw.
Yes, I know. But anyways, I do like that. I have not tried the there's like a pineapple upside down Dole Whip thing too that looked pretty good. So I don't know.
Yeah, all right. Well, thanks for that, Mark. Hope you're having a better sunny day over in the beautiful UK.
For
All right, we
sure.
have a question from Matthew. It's about listener questions. He is in Pittsburgh. He says the South Hills, not
Okay.
North Hills, not the North Hills like Pam, he says.
Yes, I am north of the city.
So
Yes.
you guys are like, you call yourselves by like what hills you're in?
Well, they are, I will say, they're very culturally different, I have found, as I have lived in this area. Just the North Hills and the South Hills are sort of different. I'm not really North Hills. Now I'm way north. So that's like, I don't even know if it's suburb of Pittsburgh. Probably not. It's just we're north of the city. So,
All right. Here's a question regarding an annual pass. He says, for the past 3 years, my wife and I have taken 2 trips per year down to Walt Disney World. This year, though, we're going to make it 3 trips. We were there for it's going to be math. I can tell it's coming. We were there for a week in July, made a Halloween trip, our Halloween party trip in September, and the first week in December, we're going to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and a 2-day park hopper. What started as a fun getaway in 2022 has now become an obsession. We are already sure of going to Disney World at least 3 times in 2025. My question is, when we are there in December, should we upgrade our 2-day park hopper to an annual pass? How will we do this? Will the cost we already paid for the 2-day park hopper be applied to the $1,500 or so cost of the Incredipass? Would our potentially 3, hopefully more visits in 2025 make an annual pass worth it for the 2 of us? Should just one of us get a pass and use the discounts to buy the other's tickets? Are there resort discounts for annual pass holders? Thanks for your help and thanks for all you do for the Disney obsessed people. Matt in Pittsburgh. Okay, so let's talk about that. You know, the pros and cons of this. And the first thing is, yes, you can take a package ticket and use that value towards your upgrading that ticket to an annual pass at any time. You can always, yes.
You can, and we have a lot of guests actually because some of the specials that Disney puts out are specials that require a ticket purchase. So for instance, one of the most popular specials that Disney does is the free dining package, and that always requires a ticket purchase. So to take advantage of that, you have to buy a ticket as part of your package. That's just how it is. There's also been dining cards, there's been free ticket upgrades, there's been a lot of specials this year that required a ticket to be purchased as part of your package. So that's something to think about when you're doing that. And a lot of our guests will be like, I want to take advantage of that. So I want to, book me this package with the ticket. And then when I'm there, I will upgrade it. There's so many things though that go into whether or not an annual pass is going to be worth it for you and your family. It used to be, the notion was, remember when it was just like a straight math thing? It was like, if you're doing 8 days or more.
Yeah, it was kind of like, this was like 10 years ago because our podcast has been around that long, right? We've been doing this maybe 17 years in March. So I just remember, like even 15 years ago, like it would be like, if you're going for 7 days over the next 365 and you stay in a deluxe resort, say 5 days.
Right.
I mean, that was as cut and dried as it was. It is so fluid now.
It really is.
We didn't have like, you remember back then the days, there wasn't flexible day pricing. There wasn't variable day pricing. There wasn't all this it's so crazy now compared to what it was 10 years ago.
It really is. And the annual pass discounts are sometimes just not that when they're offered. First of all, they're limited, the annual pass discounts. They're often released much closer to your travel dates as opposed to the general public discounts, which are going to give you a lot more availability and a lot more, like you'll be able to book them in advance. And that's really important to some people because I always say the annual pass discounts are really like when swimsuits are on clearance at the end of the season, right? You get what's left. That nice swimsuit you liked when it was full price 2 months ago it's not there. But they have some other swimsuits. It may not be exactly what you're looking for, but they are going to be on sale. So something to think about there. And I think the other thing that you need to think about is it's actually a lot more before an annual pass is worth it now because the annual passes have increased substantially in price. You have to really compare and see how many days are you actually going to be in the parks. And then at that point, you can compare the price of the ticket versus the annual pass. And you really have to go that far into it.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about. I mean, they're also pricing the annual passes now more, like they're a lot more expensive than they used to be
And
because
more blackout dates.
yeah, and they don't want people to have them as much, I don't think, as they used to maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. They want to price them higher because they don't want the volume of guests to have these as much because, and the thing is, too, think about this. If you have an annual pass, this is not a small thing to think about. You do still have to make park reservations, where if you have a date-based ticket as part of a package, you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? You just, you buy your package and you just go on your merry way. Like it's, 2005, which is, I mean, you might not think that's a big deal, but I mean, is it, as somebody who doesn't have a date-based ticket, a lot of times, when you got to make theme park reservations, that's just another thing to think about. It's something you got to deal with. It's vacation. You don't want to have to deal with those things.
I know. So it is a math and a another problem. Like there's like 3 or 4 different things you do have to consider before you look at the annual pass thing. Not that it won't, not that it doesn't work for some people, because it absolutely does. And then the other thing about the discounts, in addition to the resort room discounts, there are also discounts that are offered at some dining and whatever locations. But then there are also discounts that are offered as part of your package, as you know what I mean? That if you have a Disney Visa, if you have Disney Plus, yes. Could it be? It's like a word problem.
Wow, trust me, it's wild. That's why I dream about it at night sometimes, and I don't mean to, but it's just like, oh my god, Disney Plus, Disney Visa, whatever. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh my god, sorry. I thought I was at work. I thought I was downstairs. I don't know what's going on. No, but I mean, the point I was bringing up was because he talked about like splitting it, one person getting an annual pass, the rest of the family not. That's where you would come into the bugaboo of like somebody now dad's got to have a park reservation, the rest of the family doesn't. You got to remember
dad's in Animal Kingdom, the rest of us
I didn't make that clear, but like, I said, like, like they're waving to dad because dad can't get in the park, but you know what, like dad's got to sacrifice. He's like, yeah, dad's got to go to Animal Kingdom, but everybody else gets to go to Magic Kingdom that day. I'm so sorry.
Too bad, Dad.
It'd make a really cool TikTok though.
Maybe dad's excited about being in Animal Kingdom by himself. We don't know.
Exactly. Could be the best day ever.
Right.
Get a shirt.
Dad's like, see ya.
I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, it's like I used to read a book to my kids when I taught in 2nd grade. It's like the story of the 3 little pigs, but it was from the point of the view of the big bad wolf. Same thing. Anyway, all right, next question says holiday cookie crawl idea. Thank you. Good, we're getting back on topic. Love the podcast. I've heard several listener questions about ideas about the holidays on non-park days. We were in Walt Disney World for Thanksgiving last year and did a monorail cookie crawl with our 2 boys on a non-park day. We got a specialty holiday cookie from the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian, and the Contemporary, and even took the boat over to the Wilderness Lodge. We took pictures of each cookie and ranked them as a family. It was a fun holiday family activity on a non-park day. Just an idea to share. Whitney from Raleigh, North Carolina. So she just wanted to throw that out there for folks that are headed down this holiday season. Not expensive, a lot of fun, and you get to see all the decorations. And it's a treat. How about that?
I love this. I actually wrote that down. Wrote it down. I actually wrote it down. I keep a running list of tips, and I wrote it down. No, I think it's a great idea. And I think that there are Disney World, we've talked about this a few times, is getting so much better than just offering a specialty cupcake. They offer all kinds of different little things. And I love when there is something resort specific. Don't you? I mean, like when I go to the Polynesian and the Polynesian's like, bam, guess what we have? We have a pineapple coconut something because that fits with our theme. And, we love that. And I think they do stuff like that at the holidays too. So I love this idea.
Now she's got me wanting to go to Crumble Cookie across the street to get something after the show.
Oh, that with the pink icing, the original crumble cookie, the almond flavored with the almond icing. It's like the pink cookie. It is so good.
Well, I saw my Instagram feed. They're not called Crumble Cookie anymore. They're just called Crumble because now they have mini pies. Like that's they're kind of pivoting to mini pies, and they have this like French chocolate silk little thing that just keeps coming on my Instagram. And the thing is, Instagram gets me. Like I'll buy shirts and stuff. I have so much Mizzou stuff because it just like it wears you down. It just grinds you. I
keeps feeding it to you.
Those ads are terrible. Like I need that hat. I got a stocking cap. Like I don't need that stocking cap, but I got it. Pam's like, stop. I'm going to take that app off your phone. All right, next question. Mark Zuckerberg, stop. Okay. Laura says, hi, Mike and crew. I'll be going on my second 3-night Wish cruise in April. I'm traveling with another family who has asked me to give them a ride from Walt Disney World to the port on embarkation morning. They are first-time cruisers. Assuming we get different boarding times, how will the staff handle our situation? Will they take my friend's luggage at my check-in? Is there any chance they will be able to board with my family? Thanks for all your help and great info over the years. Laura is in Wilmington, North Carolina. Apparently, we are popular in North Carolina today. I love it. And Mike Bankhead's tuned in right now from South Carolina. And you know what? I'm not talking about South Carolina this week because I'm not. And you know why? You're a Mizzou fan, so forget it. Okay, so talk to them about embarkation, driving over and dropping off, and they can probably get on together, but not at the first time.
Yeah, they'll probably want you to. It's like when you do the Southwest boarding, right? If you have A and your spouse has B, right? You can bump back to B, but they can't bump up to A. And that's typical. Like, I won't say that there haven't been instances where other people have been allowed to, but I think what I would try to do is try to get your boarding time as close as possible so that you can go ahead and board together. You'll be able to check your luggage. You just won't be able to board together at that point. They kind of gatekeep you there, once you get to the terminal. So, but you should be able to go ahead and check your luggage. The thing that sometimes about that is they've been very strict sometimes when we try to drop off our luggage at different times, that they'll sort of, ask about that. But once you get through that process, I think that, you'll get inside and they'll direct you to board with the higher boarding time, the later boarding time.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you get lucky and they're just like flowing through. You just don't know. Like,
right?
You got through really quickly, but there's been other times. I think it just has to do with customs clearing the ship. I guess.
I think it does too.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means. I mean, because it's basically. I mean, I would like, what's different? I don't know. Are there people hiding out? I mean, honestly, I would love to know. Because the ship does the same run all the time. I mean, what could be different? I honestly don't know. I'm a dude from Missouri. I know nothing about cruising.
Maybe they're looking at the manifest and seeing who's on. I don't know either. But what we'll always tell you is the official stance, and then if you are lucky in another way, we'll say for you.
Yes, 100%. But I always want to know, like, there's probably some crazy, like, cruiser that's following through with what I've always kind of like wanted to do but don't have the guts to do. Like, they're hiding out on the ship. They're thinking they're not going to get caught, and now there's a big old game of hide and seek going on the boat. Like, they're like, okay, 4,285 people got on this ship and only 4,283 people have gotten off. We got to find the other two people.
They waited before the ship left, then they waited when they got
okay. Now it's like we have got to find two people on this gigantic ship. Okay?
That's right.
They're looking on the cameras, and now they got people checking under like all the bar stools. Like they're everywhere. They're in the tube.
That's right.
That's how my imagination works. I don't know if that's how it really goes, but it's fun to think about. All right, we have a question from Amy. She says, "Hey, Mike and BOGP crew, I'm planning a trip in April, and we want to do the Wild Africa trek with my family. Have any of you done that before? And if so, do you think it's worth the time and the money? Also, do I have to be ready to book it at the 60-day mark, or can I be more casual about booking that? I also have an observation I wanted to share. There's been a lot of grumbling about Disney lately. I think we superfans lose sight of how magnificent it really is when we focus too much on the negatives. Negative energy is so contagious. For example, it's November 1st and the Magic Kingdom has transformed from Halloween to Christmas overnight. The Christmas decorations up and Christmassy, it's hard to say. Christmassy flowers were planted. How magical is that? Flowers planted overnight. It looks beautiful. No other amusement park does the details and takes the care like Disney. These details and care are all free with a park ticket if you take the time to notice and appreciate them. I say we let the cake bake shop do their thing and we focus on the free with a ticket, of course, good stuff that is all around us. Thanks for all you do, Amy." What a great take there. I mean, what a great take from Amy.
I agree. I like the attitude. I mean, that's we have that as one of our company themes, one of our TMFLT 10, right? Attitude is everything, but it really does. It's such a great perspective in that space, and things are definitely always going to change. But what you sort of do, I think, when you compare it to what it used to be, you aren't really giving yourself maybe the opportunity to appreciate what it is sometimes. And that I think, is the right idea there for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the thing, and I thought about this because I mean, we did ride the Cake Bake Shop hard when they posted the thesis, like Martin Luther, when they put the when they were ballsy when they posted that menu out there before it opened. I don't know why they did that. Like, I still don't get that, but they did, and it was great for podcasts. I gotta say,
but then we all saw the inside, and we were like, "Oh,
I agree." People
that is gorgeous. I'm like, never mind. I'll pay for the piece of cake.
Exactly. I don't know why you posted that before it opened. Like, what was the reasoning? But still, it was great though because we got a lot to talk about at a time where there wasn't a lot to talk about on Sunday nights. So thank God they did that. But the thing is, like, I came to think about this. Like, why be negative? Like, if the Cake Bake Shop isn't for Mike Rallman, you know what? There is there's the Boardwalk Cafe literally 100 yards down the way that has more affordable baked goods that will make me just as happy as a clam. So who cares? Like, it's going to make other people happy. Like, people are going to go there and have dinners and have big old slices of cake and now tea service. And it's going to make what does it cost me to walk past it? It costs me nothing and it's beautiful. Who cares? It's better than an empty building. Like,
yes, 100%. It's better than the construction.
Yes. I mean, am I ticked about it's not ESPN? A little. I got to be real. I loved ESPN. It was awesome, but it is what it is. But she was asking about the Wild Africa trip.
She was. Yes, so let's talk about that, shall we?
We should. Instead of me getting bitter Betty. It was Amy. It's not Betty. Yeah.
So I have not personally done it. I don't think Mike has either, but we've had a bunch of our team members that have done it, and all of them have so enjoyed it. It is really such a unique experience. And for those who don't know, when you're riding through Kilimanjaro safaris and you kind of see some rope walkways, over certain areas, and you see in the distance this like sort of covered building area, that's all part of the Wild Africa trek, that you get to do that. It's something that is available. It's a 3-hour tour. Right? I know. Just sit right back and we'll tell you a tale.
Our age are laughing at that because they're laughing at. Sorry, Gilligan.
That's right. But you cross the rope bridge, you get to ride in your own safari vehicle, you get a chance to really get up close and sort of personal with some of the animals there, the giraffe and the rhinos and the hippos and the crocodiles. You also, I believe, get some snacks and whatnot. You get a sort of gourmet snacking, I would think,
Yeah.
for that. So that's a good thing. But every guest that we've had that has experienced it in our team too, they've all really sort of sung the praises of this. And I think it's just such a really cool experience. I don't know why I haven't done it yet. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know what has been the deal, but it
Yeah.
sounds like something we need to do.
Every person that's come on this show and given, and I've had a lot of people come on Mondays and talk about this. They rave about it. I mean, they're
Right.
like, it was the highlight of my trip, like kind of glowing
Yeah.
feedback they've given, because you get Jumbo Juice on the Savannah as part of it. You get a photo package with the guides are taking pictures. And
Oh, that's
I
cool.
mean, so I would say if you have any inkling of doing this, get on it at 60 days and don't risk it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's no reason, like, what's the advantage of like holding off to do this at 50 days? There's none. Like, if you want to do it, get it, and then you just have the peace of mind it's locked in.
Yep.
50 days.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's what I would do. All right. So I think we are just about out of time, but so real quick, you're heading out to see the treasure this week. We don't have time to kind of break down, but what's the most exciting thing inside the treasure that you're excited to see when you get to tour it? If you're going to tour it today, actually, you're going to walk inside. Like, what's the most exciting change from the Wish as far as the different themed areas?
So for me, I always love seeing that atrium because I think it's an area that is so classic Disney. You sort of step on the ship and you sort of get that that expansive view. And I like to see, who's in the atrium. And of course, it's Aladdin and Jasmine on this ship. So that'll be really cool. I also love to see the staterooms. I mean, just like I'm a resort girl, I sort of am. Like, I like the staterooms. That makes a difference to me. Seeing what's there and seeing the upgrades that they've done in terms of the decor and how they've made that look. These staterooms look spectacular. So I'm looking forward to that. And then finally, the dining locations. I mean, we've talked about them and the lounges, the dining locations and the lounges. The theming is extraordinary. And I can't wait to see what they do with this.
Yeah, I'm excited for the, like you said, because you got the Marvel restaurants the same, 1923 is the same, which I love 1923 on the Wish.
Me too. That was fantastic.
Great restaurant, great menu. I'm excited for the Coco restaurant. I got to be honest. That's my jam, that kind of cuisine. So I'm like, let's go. And like that kind of music, I mean, let's go. I'm super pumped for that in the Haunted Mansion. I mean, come on. That lounge.
Right?
That's going to be outstanding. And the one that's kind of the Skipper Society, or the kind of like Adventurers Club type theme.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Periscope. I know. And they have, Mike, one of your favorites was the Mickey and Friends Festival of Foods.
Because, yes.
Right?
I love that idea. I do love that idea that you can go up there kind of on top deck and just basically like a little mini food court.
Yeah, agreed. Lots of good stuff.
Yes.
I know. This is going to be a ship that I think will really hit home with a lot of people. That and the feature show, of course, for this ship is going to be the Moana show. And you know how many huge Moana fans are out there. So lots of reasons to consider the treasure. And there still are some dates available in 2025. So consider that if you're thinking of doing it. The earlier that you book, the better you are price wise.
You're welcome.
What we'll be saying. That's right.
Yes, I know. It will be.
Yes. Oh, let's go. Anyway, we're going to get you on the treasure, but we want to get you to Walt Disney World, Disneyland as well. Don't forget our show. Hey, right into it. Sponsored by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to take great care of you right now to get you booked on that next Disney trip, and it makes you happy. It just does, even if it's for, we can book cruises now into 2026. It's just good to have it on the books, and that deposit's always refundable if life comes up and things change. It's okay. But, we're dreamers. So just swing by the magicforless.com today, fill out that free no obligation quote, and let's run some numbers, some availability, and see if it's possible for you right now. So check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Just want to get that out of the way so you know, because we love when you book with a Magic for Less. It supports the show and it supports a small business. It's win-win. And hey, and also here's how it wins for you. When you get on the treasure, the dream, the fantasy, the magic, the wonder, the destiny. I have so many ships I can't keep track of them. They're all over the place. Did I miss one? I don't think I did yet. Did I? I don't think I did. It's so hard. It used to be just the 4, right? I was talking with Frankie the other day with Disney Cruise Line. He's one of my friends over there. And I'm like, God, there used to be 4 again. This is like the 7th thing I've said that we're old. But like, I was like, oh yeah, the 4 ships, Magic, Wonder, Dream, and Fantasy. You knew exactly where they were at all times. Now it's like, who knows? Like they could be anywhere, and I don't even know. Like it's like my kids. I don't know where they are anymore. It's crazy. But anyway, he didn't know either, so I felt better. And he works there, so it's all good. But yeah, we would take great care of you. But you have that onboard credit, which is great. It's like, whoa, I got a couple $100 in my account. It's, bam, it's free money. But if you use them for tips, I'll find you. So don't do that. Doesn't matter. You can, but just don't tell me. Anyway. So Pam is at TMFLT Pam on the socials. You need to follow her because she's going to the big city. She's going to tour the big ship. And it's going to be shiny.
New York City.
New York City. Yes. So follow her, TMFLT Pam on the socials. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. Find me on all the socials as well. Would love to have a follow over there. And we have the clubhouse, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. Come over and join in the fun over there as well. We'll have the live call-in show this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. You call in, you're part of the show. We talk Disney. We have a blast. So join us for that. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch for that, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. And I think that's about it. Get in on the ornament exchange, the Christmas card exchange. We love that. It's a lot of fun. Again, shout out to Michelle and Florence for putting that on for us. And we'll be back again on Friday where we're going to talk outdoor dining because it's going to get cold here this weekend here in the Midwest. And one of the best things about going down to Walt Disney World this time of year for the next few months and even to Disneyland is you can grab your meal outside, post that selfie on the socials and be like, boom, look, I'm eating outside and it's 80 degrees and sunny while everybody else is back home freezing. Nothing better. It's I'll tell you what, one of the best places, the boathouse. Put that lake behind you while you're having some filet sliders. It's like January and you're doing that and you're winning life. I'm just telling you. It's kind of mean, but it's what it is. You got to do it. So come back Friday. We'll give you great tips for other places around the Disney destinations. Take those great outdoor dining photos and just to enjoy life. So come on back. We're gonna have a good time. So until then, for Pam, Scott, Ricky, and me, we'll have a great week. So stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Say that one. I think Scott's home. He'll probably jump on. 2593.
We're so fortunate that Michelle and Florence are happy to do this for our group.
No kidding. I think Mallory got home from school. I know she did because the heat is literally on because it is getting smoking in here.
Everyone in our neighborhood was like cutting their grass for the last time today. Isn't that funny?
We cut ours yesterday. What's up, Scotty G?
What's up, Scotty?
Well, hello. I assume you want me to hop on.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
I had to do. We're still live, right?
We are live.
Okay, man. It's just like, so like my line of work, we like what I personally do at work. Like we prepare for like disasters, crises, scenarios, and we just did like a tabletop. And like, man, my mind is just like thinking like worst possible things right now. So this is what I need. Like I need something like, let's just say there was like some deaths involved in the scenario we did today. And I'm just like, wow, I just need to like, I need to escape that world right now. That was rough.
Jeez, man, I do not need that.
Yeah. I know. Steve, at the hospital, they do disaster drills. Like,
yeah.
I think it's every quarter. And like it's a 3-hour thing. Like they have to run down through every single
Yeah,
one.
we did it was a 5-hour tabletop we did today.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And that's, I mean, my team leads that. I mean, we try to prepare everyone else, but even when we're leading it, like it's exhausting, like it's a lot.
Yeah.
Whew. But yeah, let's talk some Disney. Huh?
No kidding. Oh my God.
Boom.
I always often think about we're just we're a successful like financial company, but I think of like a hospital like Steve or like Disney, even like this huge corporation, like what their like high annuity plans are like. They just must be massive compared to the ones like I help our teams create.
We did like fire drills and like earthquake drills and like I mean, at the end we did like intruder drills and stuff where we locked the doors and like hid, but
yeah,
we didn't do a whole lot of those even. Yeah,
Hmm.
biggest was a fire drill.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So we're gonna talk outdoor dining, best outdoor dining spots at World, and we'll throw a few Disneyland in there if you want.
Are lounges included? Because like my whole list would be lounges.
Yeah, we can do lounges. I mean, like the whole angle of this will be like it's starting to get cold, like up in our places. Like,
Yeah.
is there nothing better than when it's cold, like over the next few months, than like sitting outside and having a meal when it's or a drink or a snack, just like enjoying the weather. Like that is the best. You just feel like you're getting away with murder.
I agree. There's actually not that many days here that we want to sit outside. I mean,
I know. And it's
it
like
moves right from
I think it's
nice
just
to
blazing
too
hot.
hot. Yeah.
You get there's like a 1 week window.
Yes.
well, and plus you're down there like you're on vacation, right? Like you don't have to like even hustle. Like you don't have to like
Right.
have to work. Like you're chilling. Like you have nothing to do. Like it's the best.
Yeah,
right.
that's why vacation.
Oh my god.
It's just the lounge.
Oh, Rob's headed to Jollywood Nights. Have fun. You have to tell us about it.
Jollywood Nights.
Alfred's looking for the Christmas card. They're both on the Facebook page. So just go to they're pinned at the top. Because I just saw it.
Mhm.
All right, so let's do this. This is number 2595.
Yeah, 25.95.
Here we go. Welcome to episode 2595 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're having a great start to the weekend. And hey, let's just call it right now. Let's kick off Thanksgiving weekend and all that stuff right now because here in the States, it's going to be a short work week for a lot of folks next week. And it's that time of the year where things, I guess we can officially call it gets a little crazy from now till the end of the year. I mean, it is what it is. We're going to call it that. I'm going to see if I can get some backup from my two co-hosts today, my great friends joining us today from up in the land where you got to hold up your hand and say, I'm from one of the fingers of the thumb, Michigan, Scotty G. What's up? East Lansing in the house. Must see adventures on YouTube. Scott, how are things happening here on a Friday? What's up?
Things are going well here, Mike, and you are right. So, especially where I live in Lansing, East Lansing, capital city, this is really when Thanksgiving starts off because the Friday before Thanksgiving, they do a little thing called Silver Bells in the city, and that's where because our capital is like right here in downtown, so there's this awesome parade, and all this cool stuff, and then they do like the big Silver Bells 5K the next morning. Santa's going to be out and all that stuff. So this is when the holiday season really kicks off. Is tonight, this Friday. So. You said it best. I'm ready. I'm in the holiday spirit. The tree is up. One of the trees, we're not quite like Pam. We don't have 15 or 20 trees, but we do have a few trees, and that's up and running. It's so cozy in the house now, and I just absolutely love it because when it's dark at 5 o'clock, you might as well have the house like nice and cheery, right?
I agree. I mean, you got to combat the darkness with Christmas trees.
You have to because I can't survive any other way. Like it is so dang dark.
We're not even going to talk about once the holidays pass. That is just so.
That's why we need to take the Pam Forrester method and just go to Walt Disney World for like 2 months.
That's why we have the show, and that's why we vacation at the Disney destinations in the cold months and these places we live. It's not pretty, but speaking of Pam Forrester, she is the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, and she only resides in Pittsburgh. Well, not in February. You just blew that month off for like years.
Yeah,
And
it's
I don't
written
know if
off.
that continues, but you were not seen in this part of the world in the cold months. What's up, Pam?
No, not in the coldest of colds, the February.
Like,
I know it's so bad, and it's like yes, it's dark at like 4 or something. That's when it like it's depressing. It's like it's dark before we have dinner, like
Yeah.
that. I mean, that's kind of sad.
That
So,
is sad.
I
And
know.
then in February, like it's just you're so over winter at that point. I'm actually getting anxiety thinking about it right now. Like
we
like
shouldn't
I
have
don't want February to come.
Right? I
not
know.
even Thanksgiving yet. We're already worried about February. Like,
I
what's
know.
going on here?
Yeah.
It's not
It's
good.
rough. It's rough. It's rough. That's why
Oh,
we
but
all
Does your town do something similar, Pam? Like a Thanksgiving thing at all to kind of kick it off?
They do. We actually had ours last weekend or the weekend before. It's called Miracle on Main Street. And the little town near us is such a little Hallmark movie town. Like it truly is. It's so cute, all the things that they do. But yes, yeah, it's sweet. And we have so many nice little like businesses, and Main Street is really kind of a main street. So
Love it.
It's
I love those small towns like that. That's great.
yes.
And here in where we are in St. Charles, Missouri, Scott's been down here. We had a bunch of us a few years back. We rocked it out on Main Street, St. Charles. They decorate it like an old Victorian town. It's kind of like Main Street on at the Magic Kingdom. You know, we got the carolers that wander around singing the old Dickens, things. It's awesome. Like the businesses, because we have like antique stores and restaurants and little bars and candle shops and all that, bookstores.
Pickle shops too, right? You can do
the happen.
Home of the pickle shot down there in St. Charles.
It's wild. We have the horse-drawn carriages you can ride, and the hot cocoa, and the smiths like with the hammering on the iron and stuff. It's a scene down there. So Old Town St. Charles, right on the Missouri River, where Lewis and Clark took off. Right there. So they'll kick off the thing this weekend too. So go check it out. Just Google Historic St. Charles if you're in the Midwest. But but does any work get done? Because I remember we used to go to school Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Now, last year, a lot of schools around here were off that whole last week. This year, all the schools are going to school Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But in the business world, well, Scott, you're in the business world. Does work get done on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday real quick before? I mean, you speak for the business people here.
I will say I'm getting a lot of meetings this week because next Monday and Tuesday are pretty empty in the calendar.
How that works. Yeah, okay. All right. I don't know.
I know because like we just got done with like big like initiatives for the whole company that you have to do. Like your open enrollment like just got done, and like your performance, your self-evaluation just got completed. So it's just funny, like all these big deadlines just happened right before Thanksgiving because everyone knows like, yeah, you're gonna kind of take it easy the next week or two.
Well deserved, I would say. All right, so today, real quick, I just want to remind people from Wednesday, the Christmas card exchange and the ornament exchange ongoing. You got to get on this soon though, because there is a deadline. I can't promise you what the deadline is, but check it out because it will hit you soon.
I think it was December 1st.
Okay, so that's coming up quick. So go to the Facebook page. Just search Be Our Guest Podcast on Facebook. It's actually in the Discord server too, in the Clubhouse. It's in the current BOGP thread. It's probably up pretty far at this point, so you're gonna have to search for that. Best place to find it is a pinned post in the Facebook page. You can get on that to exchange ornaments or Christmas cards with other podcast listeners. Again, shout out to Michelle and Florence for taking on this huge undertaking. It's fun. We've been doing this for over 15 years. Scott said this, we've exchanged, Pam too. We've exchanged so many ornaments on our Christmas trees, memories over the years. I have lizards. I have Santa riding a space shuttle. I have I have a Taco Bell ornament from one year. I have all kinds of crazy ornaments that just bring me joy every time I pull out the Christmas ornaments. Cards from past years, that I don't throw anything away. I'm a hoarder. I'm terrible. My wife hates it, but it's great. It's a great way to, kids can get out on it, and it's so fun. We take pictures with our ornaments, post them in the Facebook group, and it's a great time. So get in on that.
So many great stories. I remember last year I got it was like a mailbox from the UK. It was like a ornament, and it was like the coolest thing. And then when I was in the UK this year, I took a photo with a mailbox from the UK and sent it to the person that gave me that ornament. It was so cool. But yeah, I love the ornament exchange. I always bring a couple ornaments from Bronner's, the world's largest Christmas store, about an hour from my house. So if you draw me, or if I draw you, I should say, you might be getting something from Bronner's.
And we don't draw. Michelle does all the.
That's right. We have nothing to do with the
exactly. Drawing. It's like a secret initiative. So we'll take care of that. Jason says, shout out Jason. If you search over in the clubhouse or in Discord, you just search in ornament and it'll bam, you'll get all the details. So check that out. All right. So let's get to today's topic though. Speaking of bad weather, dark, gloom, doom, where we're from.
Yes.
Till daylight savings time comes back in like 7 years. One of the best aspects of a Disney vacation, we can all three agree on, and all thousands of us listening to the show today, is when you get to dine outside on a beautiful day at Walt Disney World and also at Disneyland. We can throw Disneyland in there too. And honestly, on Disney cruise, if you're in port, it's not really a great idea sometimes to eat outside on a Disney ship if you're at sea because it's windy. You got to kind of hold on to your chicken strips, but it can be. But let's talk Disneyland and especially Walt Disney World. Some of the best places to dine outside, either sit down or it could be counter service as well. And I kind of teased this on Wednesday with one of my favorite places to go, the Boathouse at Disney Springs. I mean, just picture it. I'm like Sophia on the Golden Girls. Picture it. Sicily. Picture it. Disney Springs.
You must have been watching a lot of Golden Girls recently.
Golden Girls. I seriously, this is like from back at when it original run. That's probably the last time I saw it. I don't even know why that came to me. It's probably because I'm on social media too much, and they're always on social media. But and I even did the hand motion. Picture it. Disney Springs, 2024. You're sitting outside. Water behind you, beautiful blue sky, but it's January, right? Back home, there's like, 3.5 inches of slushy snow that's melting. So you got to go outside and take the dog for a walk. Your feet are going to be instantly wet. The wind.
That's actually what I hope for.
Oh, no.
Isn't it the worst though when you're in January and it's like a 60-degree day back home? Yeah. You're like, why am I here?
Well, no. It makes your food taste better at the Boathouse if the wind chill back home is below zero.
Yes, it does.
It's mean. It's mean. But you're looking at your phone back home. You're like, oh, yeah. Back in St. Peter's, the wind chill is 12 below zero.
It actually is mean because then I think about my dad letting out our dog in like in a snowstorm. That's pretty mean. But you know what? Sometimes you got to be mean.
Honesty is the best policy. That's what they always say. But I'm telling you, like, you're sitting out there kind of outside at the, on a beautiful day, the sun's out, it's like, it's not hot. It's not humid. It's just beautiful. And you're eating your filet sliders with some, those seasoned fries. I mean, because you got the amphicars going by, you got Saratoga Springs over your shoulder, and all the energy of the water, the boats going up and down the Sassagoula, going to French Quarter and Riverside and Old Key West. Oh, that's one of my places because it's got good food. It's got good scenery. It's got a lot to watch. So the Boathouse, I'm going to lead off with that. Scott, give us another place to go eat where it's just nice outside.
I'm gonna start off by saying though, so I'm a big table service fan. Like I'm gonna go to table service over counter service all the time, and the lounges too. But when I think about outdoor dining, like counter service is what comes to mind because I think a lot of counter service has the outdoor seating versus the table. So I'm going to start off with a counter service that's really going to surprise both of you, I think, that I'm choosing this. But I'm going right down Main Street, USA. I'm going with Casey's Corner because, like, you got the piano music playing right out there, and you have this view of the castle. Now, it might be kind of crowded. Might have to deal with some birds maybe around there a little bit. That's dangerous.
Is that a positive or a negative? I mean, you get like entertainment. You got
you do some entertainment, but I love the piano player. I just love like that vibe, the atmosphere. You got a hot dog or some corn dog nuggets. I don't know, like it's crowded, yes, but I think it's like a cool spot. Like I just really enjoy that atmosphere of sitting outside at Casey's right there. If you can get a table, because it's really hard to get a table there too.
I swear that the Casey's though, I agree with you because it's good food. I mean, you got the castle, there's a lot to see. There's plenty of entertainment. But over the last 5 years, it has gotten hard to get it. You basically have to divide and conquer there at that point, right? You have to have more than one person. You got to be, okay, you have to kind of float. And as somebody starts to make the move towards the trash can as they're finishing a meal, you gotta grab that table while somebody else goes and gets the food. Even if
and that's not quite like relaxing either. Like, because like if you think outdoors, you think relaxing. So this is more like intense outdoors,
Right.
in a way.
It's like a competition. Come on.
Yeah.
And we all do. I mean, and I've said this for like 10 years on the show. Almost every aspect of a Disney vacation is a competition at some point. You're competing for everything. Yeah, you are. 100%. You're drawn to that. And Jason says Vernon and Jason, they love sitting on the hub grass. So you know what? Maybe the hub grass is like auxiliary seating for Casey's, but you don't get to hear. You don't hear the piano player, because I think what you're saying, and I totally agree with you. The piano player is really kind of sells the environment. That is one of the most underappreciated talented cast members at Walt Disney World. That person that plays the piano at Casey's, unbelievable.
So good. I just love, and it gets crowded around there too. Like people will gather around the piano player, so that's why it's nice. Like you can just be bragging rights, like, hey, I got some fried deliciousness here and a seat. So take that, sucker.
Amen. Okay, let's go. All right, here's another one. I like it. We're coming in hot.
All right, so I'm going back to Disney Springs too, and there's actually so many great places to sit outside at Disney Springs, but the one I was thinking of was Raglan Road. There is an outdoor seating area there, and you can order from the full menu, so you can do that. They have bands and musicians that are playing at different times that sort of rotate through. Another bonus for this is you're actually pretty close to Gideon's, so you could make that happen. Sometimes you can time it so that, well, they aren't really doing the virtual line anymore, so that's not quite as easy, but that used to be something that we would do, get a virtual spot in line, then go over to Raglan Road, get something to eat, and then go over there. But Raglan Road's just fun if you haven't been. They really, both indoor and outdoor seating, both provide typically some entertainment in the evenings. But it's just a fun place to be. You can grab a beer, grab a drink, and grab something to eat there. They have fish and chips. They have a lot of other specialties there. They have, during the cooler months, if it's a little cooler, they have a pot pie that is really good, like a chicken. Mike, this is up your alley, a chicken pot pie. It does have mushrooms in it too. It's mushrooms, chicken and mushrooms, but
I don't like mushrooms, but
oh man, I love the mushrooms.
Me too. And this one is really good. So
hot take is I like chicken pot pies at restaurants because like I used to make them at home, right? But they take forever to make at home. But like at a restaurant, you know, you're going to wait anyway. So get a pot pie.
Plus at home, it's like lava when you take it out.
That's true. That's another literal hot take.
It's like a pizza roll or something, you know?
Yes, it is. It is. Somehow pizza rolls and pot pies that you make at home get hotter than you ever thought the oven could get. Like it just is like that. But Raglan Road, yeah, it's a good choice. And it's not something that you instantly think of when you're thinking of outdoor eating. And the other thing is, because it's so big, you can often find dining there. So
that's a great choice. We have a question that is semi on topic here, but not really. From listener Kelsey in the chat.
Listener Kelsey.
We're not going to spend a ton of time on this one, but I think it is important. Which Golden Girl would you think you are? I'm going to have to go with B. Arthur. She was like a retired teacher in the show, right?
Dorothy, yeah.
Okay, so I would say her, but I'm actually more of a Sophia at this point because I'm just like old and cranky. So I'm going with Sophia, even though I'm a retired teacher. So Sophia for me. Scott, what about you?
I don't know. I'll just say I'm Blanche.
No, dude, aren't you is she like a vixen or something?
Scott's the vixen.
Yeah. Okay, all right. I'm not even going there, but go ahead, Pam. Who are you?
I honestly don't watch that much Golden Girls, so I don't really know.
Oh man, you are missing out.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't know that I really am one over the others. I think I have a little bit of all the Golden Girls in me. Honestly, I really do. Like sometimes this is bad for a travel agent to admit this, but like when it comes to my travels, sometimes I'll be like, oh wait, where am I going? What am I doing? So like that sort of Rose, right? Because she's sort of goofy. Yeah, the Betty White character. Definitely Dorothy in that sometimes I feel like I'm sort of, running the 3-ring circus here that's going on. So I identify with that. Sometimes Sophia, because, it's like things are, a little like I'm just going to tell you what's happening and what's, how it is and whatnot. And then sometimes a little like Blanche, because Blanche seems like she's having a good time. So,
and that's why she does seem, I know she like, I'm a very committed person to my wife, so I don't like date around or anything like that. But but I like to have a good time.
Right. Yes. Blanche is having a good time. So.
All right. I mean, we got all, where's this show going?
This is clearly a Friday episode.
Yeah, what is going on with this? I mean, it's the holiday season. All right, now let's get back on topic. So my next round one is going to be a table service restaurant, and it is one of the coolest places I've ever eaten, but we're going out to the West Coast. Now, funny story about this place. One of the worst dining experiences I've ever had in my life at this place. Scott was there. Carnation Cafe. Dude, our waiter left in the middle of the meal while we were there, but you're dining outside on Main Street, USA, and it was a great meal. It was a good meal. I mean, but it's like you're literally eating outside with a rose on your table, or carnation, I guess, a flower, on Main Street, USA. It is like you are literally, there's so many times on that trip where I was like pinching myself, right? That like I'm at Disneyland, I'm where Walt was. I'm, so much like the history, literally, you're just wiping it away while you're there. And Scott made an ADR for Carnation Cafe. And I think that was that the package with Main Street Electrical Parade that night? I think, maybe, no?
It may have been. I can't remember.
But it was awesome. So we're having dinner there, and it's just great, right? The weather was perfect. I mean, we're there having a meal together, and you're just watching like the people coming and going up and down Main. I mean, you're watching people coming and going on Main Street USA at Disneyland. I mean, how cool is that? That was amazing. But I mean, the quick story is like, did our waiter not like leave in the middle of that meal? Like just gone. Like, and we got to backup waiters.
We
like
ended up getting another server. Yes. Halfway through. Don't know exactly what happened there. I was afraid to eat my food, honestly. It's like what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
It was so weird. But yeah, I love that atmosphere. That's why I booked it for us. I know as your first trip to Disneyland. And I think that's a kind of an iconic spot, like right there on Main Street. I think it's really neat. I will say though, that menu is like starting to disappoint me. That menu used to be a lot better, I will say. But that doesn't mean that the location isn't bad. The location is still great. I just wish they would revisit the menu again. But
see, again, and I think we did a show about this, I think like 6 months ago, where we did like greater than, less than, or equal to, where it was like atmosphere is like with food. We need to revisit that again, like things like that. And that's one of those places, even though the menu's not great, I would totally make an ADR there just for the atmosphere, to eat outside, just to eat on Main Street, even if the food is average. There's some places you go because the food is the jam and it's like, the atmosphere is, it's not great. But just to sit there for an hour and watch people coming up and down Main Street USA at Disneyland, and the food, you're right, it wasn't spectacular, but the company was great, and just the fact that you're eating on Main Street.
And if you time it with a parade, it's even better. You see a parade come by while you're sitting there. So good.
Pretty cool. So there you go. Carnation Cafe. All right, Scott, give another one.
I did a counter service the first go, so I like to always be like balanced. So I'm going to do a table service this time. And it shouldn't surprise anyone. It's a place I frequent often. It's at my home resort. And I just love this small little outdoor patio, the section they have. And I'm talking about Olivia's Cafe at Old Key West.
Whoops, that's the wrong button.
Wow.
I mean, it's not that expensive.
It's
Mike.
like money.
I hit it. I was like, whoops. Yeah. That was not
all right. Well, we make things happen. There's going to be a $15 upcharge now to eat outside at Olivia's. But
same color on the board.
But actually, all of our families dined out there once. It was a marathon weekend, I remember, and it was super cool. Like that was super cool because we had the whole patio to ourselves. Like I don't know if Pam pulled some magic there or what, but no, I don't.
It's not good. Yes.
They saw us and they knew we needed it to ourselves.
Actually, that was the night we were trying to go to like boat rights, even like we just could not get on a list anywhere
Yes,
for
you're
a
right.
meal.
So hangry because I was doing dopey. I was so
Yeah, and I was running my first marathon the next morning, but and that our server was awesome. I mean, it was like her last night. She was switching restaurants, I think. But anyway, I just love, especially at night. So I'm just thinking about that setting where our families were all there. It was just, it's so comfortable out there, and you have the lights. I love like the hanging lights around like the, what we want to call it, like the walkway area there of Old Key
Yes.
West. It just seems so like vacation-y, like, you know, like Florida. Like I don't know how to explain, but I just love the hanging lights. It's dark, and you're having this like home cooked meal. You get the chicken or whatever. You get a little cocktail, maybe like a High Life beer, whatever it might be. It's just so relaxing, and you see people coming back off the bus from their vacation. And like I feel like the guest behavior is really good at Old Key West too. So you don't see like angry families very much, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but you know what I'm saying. Like I think the guests coming back are like generally like upbeat, talking about what they did that day, and like you're just sitting there relaxing and taking it all in. It's just a cool setting for me personally.
100%. So I want to speak to that because it's almost like that Carnation Cafe experience, but it's because you're watching people coming and going from the parks. And so you'll see people as you're sitting there just chilling, having your meal with your friends and your family, and it's beautiful. There's like usually a nice breeze, you know, the ceiling fans are on. It's so nice. But you see like, you know, little kids coming back with like a balloon from the Magic Kingdom or a lightsaber from the studios, and they're all excited talking about what they did. And it is just like you're almost like a spectator in like the excitement of their day. There's something to be said by just sitting there and passively taking in everybody's excitement from the day. You see grandkids with their grandma and grandpa and moms and dads. And you're right. I don't know why, but everybody at Old Key West is chill. Like you just don't see now, as I say that, like Len's getting ready to go there and he's like, I'm going there and having a meal there. Like, I hope he doesn't see a meltdown. Cause I mean, I'm sure it happens. It's the real world, but for the most part, everybody's chill at Old Key West.
And that's why I like it at night too, is because of that reason. I also like seeing, and Pam will know what I'm talking about here too, is like I love seeing the boat kind of come in, and like you hear like the boat horn, like the I don't know why, but like that noise makes me happy. Like I just can't explain it, but like I'm just like in my moment when I'm out there at night, man. Now I'm reconsidering my ADRs for my trip next week because now I feel like I gotta go back home to Olivia's for a meal.
So good.
That could be a good Thanksgiving dinner meal, honestly.
Good. The good news about Olivia's is like it's kind of like one of those just kind of keep in your back pocket. If you need an ADR, you can usually grab it. So most of the time.
Pam, any thoughts on that? Do you disagree with that one? Or?
No, I mean, if I'm gonna eat at Olivia's, I want to eat outside because for all the reasons that you mentioned, I love hearing the boat come and go. I love seeing the families out there, and I think that Olivia's is just one of those places that is most often frequented by people who are staying right there at Old Key West, and the vibe is different. Like it just hits differently. Like you said, there are just these people are probably have been Disney Vacation Club members for a long time or have visited this resort again and again. And I think there's just not the intensity that's sometimes there with other vacationers. So
yeah, it seems like nobody's in a rush there. You know, everybody's we're letting the vacation come to us.
And I won't say it's my favorite place by any means, but if you just want some like casual kind of relaxing meal, like that's a good spot. Yeah.
I agree. Cool. All right, Pam, go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to go out to Disneyland too, and there's some great locations at Disneyland, but one of my favorite is the Lamplight Lounge, and it has so at the Lamplight Lounge there are two distinct dining opportunities. You can do Lamplight Lounge boardwalk dining, which is just all outdoors. It's sort of to the left of the main restaurant. You can make an ADR, but there's also same day availability that's going to pop up at this restaurant. Then the other one is just Lamplight Lounge, and that's the restaurant. And they actually have an outdoor dining location too that is out the back of the restaurant that sort of looks out over the Ferris wheel and whatnot. And I like this for so many reasons. First of all, there just aren't that many sit-down locations at Disneyland as compared to Walt Disney World. So this is someplace that we go not almost every time that we're out there at one point or another. But it's just fun. They have some unique drinks. They have some unique foods, and the views. You cannot beat the views from the Lamplight Lounge that you're looking out over California Adventure and that Pixar Pier, location of the park, and I just really love it. And lobster nachos too. So there's that.
Yes.
Lobster nachos.
I
Oh,
love that spot, Pam.
I know it's so good.
And when I want to be seated there, sometimes I'll ask I'll wait if I can get to the back part of the restaurant,
Right.
The whole restaurant is great, but yeah, I love the outdoor area.
Yeah.
You're so on point.
So nice. And that, California weather, that is one of the appeals of California, right? The weather. So
I still haven't eaten there. So I'm going solo for Disneyland race weekend. Is that a spot to try solo?
I would do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can just sit at one of the outdoor bar, grab a bar stool
Mhm.
even and look out there. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
It's definitely good.
It's so pretty.
It is.
It's that's one of those places. There's a few places in the Disney parks that when you look at them, they almost look like they're like a backdrop. With
Yeah.
the Ferris wheel and the roller coaster and stuff. It just doesn't look real.
And this is one of them. I think this is probably one of the best views at almost any of the parks. It really is when you're really looking at it. So
You're so right.
Man, there's so many good places. I'm trying to think. So I'm going to go with for my next one, just real quick. And this one, I got two that I'm trying to decide between. Well, I'll go with it. You got to Battle the Birds. And it's just, again, it's not fancy because I've gone a couple sit down places. Just getting your fish and chips over in England and going down and just enjoying World Showcase there. Now you got to watch the birds, but right there, just, Yorkshire fish and chips shop. I just like that on a beautiful day. It's not,
I love it.
It's not fancy, but every time I sit there, I'm just I'm just enjoying life because you can sit there and kind of look over the one shoulder, see World Showcase Lagoon. A lot of times you can hear the drummers over in Japan. You can see the people coming and going on the promenade there in the UK. A lot of times you can hear music playing in the UK pavilion, and that fish and chips, it just hits just right. It's not too heavy. It's just about the right, grab it, go, you're in and out in 15, 20 minutes. It's not, it's a good meal. So not fancy, but just a beautiful kind of little snack meal and move on and enjoy the day. So I'm going
and not necessary for everyone, but for me and Pam too. If you have a pint too to go along with
Yes.
that, that is the perfect setting.
it is. It truly, truly is. I don't know why, but that location more than any other, it's you have to get it. You have to get, and I like to get one of the things that I can only get there. And it might not even be one of my favorite beers, but I'm well, I have to get it here.
Right.
So.
Now, see, here's my thing about that because I've not really gone into Rose and Crown. Is the atmosphere? Because I know we're talking outdoor today, but what's the atmosphere like? And can you get fish and chips inside? I've done the sit down one time with I did a tour and you had a breakfast.
Well, we all did it. We did the
dining,
The illuminations
the
thing.
illuminations thing. Yeah.
But is that inside the bar? Can you get a fish and chips inside the bar? In there?
No,
That's
it's just bar.
Drinks. Yeah.
Okay,
It's just drinks, yeah.
Bar.
Yeah, but you can just walk in and get something and get it in a to-go cup, and so then you can take it with you. Or you can stand there and drink it too. But I think if you're getting fish and chips, that's the way to do it. You stop in, you get a beer, get the fish and chips. You divide and conquer right here too, Mike. One person gets fish and chips, one person gets the drinks, then you meet over.
And then maybe you hope you have a third person that can get a table.
Yeah.
Yes, true.
During busy, food and wine or race weekend, it's
I've had many pints sitting on the curb there in England because there's nowhere to sit.
I've sat on a curb a few times right in front of that telephone booth. Yeah. It's geez. And the older you get, man, the harder it is to sit on those curbs. Not a spring chicken. All right, go ahead, Scott. We got.
Well, since you two went to Disneyland, I'm going to go to Disneyland as well. And while it doesn't have a spectacular review as the one Pam was talking about, I'm actually going to go to a resort. And I'm going to go to the Disneyland Resort, and I'm going to go to the Tangora Terrace there at the Disneyland Hotel. And the reason I choose this spot is because it's a nice open area, and the food might not be the greatest, but it kind of divides the outdoor seating with the outdoor Trader Sam's area. And a lot of times there's some live music happening out there in the evenings. And that is just so enjoyable to me. And you can usually get a drink from one of the cocktails from Trader Sam's while you're out there too. But it's just something about with the with the lights all like lit up, like those torches are lit up, and like you got the palm trees and you have some ukulele music or like some like Polynesian music going on. Like that vibe after like a long park day is so nice to me. It's just and the weather. When we talked about the California weather, is gorgeous. Doesn't matter what time of year you're out there doing this, it's going to be great. So I just love winding down out there. I think it's a great spot.
Plus, they have a poo-poo platter. I mean,
yeah, there you go.
People want a poo-poo platter. I mean, come on now.
Everybody wants the poo-poo platter.
Everyone wants it.
Yes. So how many places do you think there are in America where you can order a poo-poo platter?
I'm scared to ask what's on it.
It's food that you would like, Mike. They have like ribs and wings and stuff like that. So
we need an Instagram reel of you getting the poo-poo platter when you're down there for this race.
I'm going to have to go over and get one. Yes. I've said this 100 times, but man, Disneyland Hotel reminds me of the Polynesian. It's got the Polynesian vibe right there in the middle. I love that.
It does right there. Yeah, it does, because they have the tiki torches and whatnot. And Scott's right. The music, the fact that they have live music and whatnot. Yeah, it's a good spot. It's a really good spot.
It's a good unwinding. Like, again, a lot of these, like I'm trying to set like a time of day. Like I really like it at night.
Mm-hmm.
During the day, it's fine too, but there's something about that setting with the torches we were just talking about at night with the music. It's just, it's magical.
Yeah,
it's Disney magic.
It is.
You need to book that trip for late January, Scott. Let's go.
I mean, this sounds really nice.
I'm just saying, let's do it. All right, Pam, what you got?
All right. So, and going back to World, there's this. I have a few things. So I actually took notes earlier. I have a few that I want to mention, but I'm going to pick just one of them. And I'm going to go ahead and name 3 bridges as a spot that is just so good. But it's like one of the ones that people probably think of a lot, but maybe not, because Coronado is like, it's not on the monorail line and it's not on the Skyliner. But first of all, I know we all like Coronado. It just is a beautiful resort. And we, refer to it as sort of deluxe light because of all the things that they have there, all the amenities. But this is just like a diamond in the rough sort of spot, right? You have beautiful views from all different locations. You can see the main tower when it's lit up. They have good food, good drinks. The servers are always great. There's nothing better than being out there in the middle of the lake, right? And being outside. And it's one of my favorite spots. Even when it's really hot out, there seems to be a little breeze in that space. Maybe it's the lake. I don't know. Does it even qualify as a lake? I don't know. But it's
Lago, I believe it's called Lago.
Yeah, I know it's called that. But you would think there would have to be like a size measurement or something to like call it a lake. It seems more like a real big pond. But
what's also like under maybe not so known thing about that place is like late at night, like the kitchen is still open. Like sometimes you come back from a park late and you're like the restaurants are closed and all that, especially at Coronado, but like you can still get a meal at 3 Bridges like at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah, it is very awesome.
Which was that place, the Rick's, not the restaurant Rick's, but the place next
that
to
place closes at 10 a.m.
The place is open like 3 hours a day. The place next to the gift shop,
it's not even open for afternoon coffee. I'm like, what is
they leave the good, like the pastries in the window,
right? Yes,
that's all they do.
That location might be the biggest mystery of Walt Disney World, honestly.
Truly, it is.
You need to get broken into, because I'm just like, why do you leave the big pink donut right there?
Yes, they should have to take that stuff down if they're not open.
Well, Mike, did you have one?
They don't have a place open for coffee in the afternoon. I'm like, what? This is when I need it the most.
That's true, because the Barcelona lounge doesn't open till like, because it's open in the morning, then it closes, then it's like it opens at 3 or something, right? Or 4, like
yes. And that little cafe has been closed for 4 hours.
I'm like at 10 o'clock at night, I'm like starving, I'm like, and they got all those great looking pastries there, just like, literally behind a piece of glass that's 6 inches. I'm just like, Do I want to go to jail if I punch my hand through that to grab that donut because I need that donut? I'm so hungry.
It's so weird.
Wrong
And
with
the desserts aren't as good over at the Mercado. Like they aren't there. They don't have the expanse of choices that they have there.
I do like
don't
their ice
understand.
cream machine over there, but that's about it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I like the Del. I can't ever say it.
Dolce de leche.
Yeah.
It's sad. Yes, it's sad though, because we've been at El Mercado and been okay, we want something sweet. And like seriously looking at what they have and like going back to like, gosh, like, are we gonna get like a kind bar or something? Is this what we've reduced ourselves to?
Go to the Rice Krispie.
Right? I know. It's just like, what is happening here?
I
The
just gotta have a
prepackaged
Gideon's
Snickers.
Got to have a Gideon's cake slice in the room at all times. For backup.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Back up. Got to go to the.
That should be our tip for Coronado.
Yes. All right, it's got to be a lightning round. Okay, so here's mine. It was lightning round because we're getting tight on time. This one has to be said so we don't get the emails. Geyser Point.
Yes.
Gotta eat outside. One of the best places on a beautiful night. They have TVs, bar, great food, beautiful atmosphere, comfy seats. You can sit in the kind of little couches around. You can sit in the bar. It's just beautiful. I mean, we've talked about it many times. Geyser Point has to make the list.
Absolutely.
For sure.
All right, Scott, what do you got?
Well, Pam took one of my two, so I'm glad you didn't take the other one, Mike. I'm going with Baseline Tap House. I just love being outside right there. As our friends, the Bears say, it's the best theme park ride. Right?
It used to be the adult holding pen for the Rise of the Resistance.
I know, right?
True.
But I love getting like the pretzel, the charcuterie board there. Like it's just I just love being outside in that
background loop there is fantastic. It's so good.
So good.
All right, bring us home, Pam.
All right, so this is going to be an off the wall choice, but I'm going over to French Quarter to Sasagula because you could get the beignets and take them outside right there and eat them. It's the best of all the worlds. And I love the background music at that resort too. It is so themed to that resort. I like sitting in that little courtyard because once again, you're sort of part of the action. You see people coming and going. It's nice to hear that. And beignets outside. You need to eat them outside because it's getting everywhere.
Sugar.
The power
it's everywhere.
Out of sugar. Exactly.
I've learned over the years how to eat those. Like I need to, because I used to always choke on the first bite every time. But I've learned now, just inhale with the nose first before you take that first bite, and then you're safe.
Okay.
Are you
good to know?
Because I'm going to try that next time. You totally set me up so you choke. Like
no, and then I take the bite, and then I'm good. I've learned many beignets have been consumed by me, and this has been my technique now.
This is your takeaway.
Yeah, because my girls were tired of hearing me choke on them.
Not officially condoned by the Be Our Guest podcast, but try it at your own risk. Just
there you go. Great pick, Pam. I can't agree more with that. That's very solid. I love that background look too.
That is true because, like, again, you can see people coming and go. It's kind of like the Olivias, right? And for one thing, French Quarter is just so beautiful out. I love the theming at French Quarter. Just to get over there, I love that.
Oh my god, I love walking the grounds there, like with the street signs and everything too. Like, it's so gorgeous.
Oh, it's so good, especially right there at the where this outdoor seating is for the food court, because you got those like big medallion signs.
Yes.
Oh, and the trees that kind of
yes, and the jesters on the medallions, and it's fun.
Oh, Kelsey's got a hot take. We got to go with this before we close out the show. She says, my son Ryan fed a bite of beignet to a squirrel at French Quarter there, and it bit his finger, and we still laugh about it. Dude, that's cool.
I thought I was going to say the squirrel choked too.
I thought this would be the origin of the remember the old YouTube video, Charlie bit my finger bit?
Oh, yes, yes.
And Ryan became an internet sensation.
This does not surprise at all.
Okay. What's the lesson there? Don't feed beignets to squirrels. Or
it's funny, Mike. In a way, we did a draft, but it really wasn't like a draft episode. I'm just saying.
That's for Jason. All right, we got to get out of here. It's Friday and it's the weekend. So, hey, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll continue this Sunday night. If you have any takes on outdoor dining at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World, let us know. 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. We'll have the BOGP open line. You, me, and Scotty G. So join us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. We'll be waiting for your call. Don't forget, today's show always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, or Adventures by Disney Vacation for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Give us a follow on the social media. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. Pam's at TMFLT Pam. Check out all the great coverage of the Disney treasure from New York City over on that. Scott's at Epscott, EPSCOT. You can also check him out at Must See Adventures on YouTube. Also, check us out in the Be Our Guest Podcast Clubhouse, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. We hang out there all the time, having a great time. So come over there this weekend. And what else do we have? Don't forget to sign up for the Christmas card exchange and the ornament exchange. Check that out on the Facebook page. Just search for the Be Our Guest Podcast on Facebook. And I think that is about it. So we'll be back together again Sunday night for the live call-in show, Monday for a trip report, and we'll have a good time until then. So until we get back together again, you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. That was fun. That was a good show.
Yeah.
Good show.
I want to eat outside now, but I can't.
I know.
Right. Yeah, no, we can't either.
Mm.
All right, Mike, I will not be here next week.
I got you. Scott,
Okay.
can will you be here next Monday?
I'm here next Monday, but then I'm gone right after. So.
But then Pam will be back, I think, the next week.
Let me see.
I have no Pam on the 25, but I think you said you'd be back and the Ricky will be gone. You guys said you were kind of alternating, I thought.
I'm looking right now.
I will not be here on the 2nd. I'll be dining with Jason in the chat. Actually, we're gonna try to go to the cake bake shop
On the 2nd, that's the date you're looking for?
Yep.
Yeah, I should be back by then.
Cool.
Yup.
All right. Well, cool. Scott,
Cool.
if you can be back next week, that'd be great.
I can do that.
All right.
All right. Well, thank y'all.
See y'all.
I can't wait
Okay.
to see your updates, Pam. That sounds
I
awesome.
know. I can't wait to be on that ship. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
That's
All right.
great.
Be careful driving tomorrow and have
All
fun.
right.
Oh, you're
Okay.
driving? You're gonna drive?
We are driving
That's
to the
not
Big Apple.
too bad, I guess.
No, it's not. And by the time we got the flights were not that great. So we were
Yeah,
just like,
makes sense.
let's just go. So, anyways. All right. We'll see y'all.
See you
Bye.
guys. Bye.